Okay, well, the Twilight Saga, you've been through all of it, and it's been such a phenomenon. Maybe you can talk about some of your favorite moments, and maybe what was tough for you while filming the movies.
I can't. They won't let us. You said
No,
maybe,
just
so
all
maybe
over
I
them.
can't. No, I can't do that. I love being a part of this and being an actor. It's a cool thing. And there's ups and downs, and even standing on set, it's like the hurry up and wait time when you're just standing there. As you'll see in this final movie, we have a pretty cool ending that we shot for about a month, and for 2 weeks, you're going to set just to stand there for 12 hours. You have no dialogue. The other people are talking, but it's such an ensemble scene that you're like, oh, I can't feel my knees. But there's so many amazing positive outlooks on it, and for the very few small things like press invasion or anything like that, the fans make it so worth it. And even having fans, I love my character. Like being able to do 5 movies with a character as an actor that you just love and you connect with so much is a blessing in its own. And then we have a great cast who are very talented. I'm a huge fan of Michael Sheen. If I could play any other character, I'd play Aro. And working with Dakota Fanning, Kristen, and Rob, you get to work with these people. But then time and time again, you come back and you connect again, and you make friends over and over again. And then you work with talented directors, which is great. And everything about it I'm going to miss, but it's a sense of accomplishment to make it this far. So yeah, it's exciting. It feels weird closing all these mini chapters, but I've been looking forward to seeing what's next in life. Of course, I would do Twilight 10. Let's do Sunrise. Let's do Shooting Star. Maybe we have Emmett's backstory in there, which I wish we could see. But even if I had one line per movie versus the 4 that I have, I just love my character. I love being a part of this because it's a good cast. It really is. To enjoy working with everyone, it's lucky.
From the trailer, one of the trailers that I've seen, because I haven't seen the movie yet, it shows this big fight scene with Volturi, which is kind of a departure from the book itself. So I've been trying to think, okay, because all the other movies have been pretty, really relatable to the books. And I don't know if it's maybe an Atlas premonition possible thing or whatever. Or what do you think? I'm just saying. I'm just trying to think it through. I'm wondering what the Twihards' thinking and feelings will be if there is a departure from the actual books.
Well, I think that's one of the great things from director to, writer, to embellish certain aspects from just turning a book into a movie. You got to. You can never fit 1,000 pages into one movie. So you have to speed stuff along. You have to get the audience's attention. What Bill and Melissa and Stephanie created at the end when I was reading the script, because I had read the books, I was like, what? This is awesome. Like, what's
great for you?
But then you get, I think definitely.
But you're the fighter. That would be.
Yes, I'm the fighter.
Yes.
So for me, I'm
I know,
do what I love
right?
to do. But I think the fans are gonna love it, and we pay a lot of homage to Stephanie and the fans throughout the process, and we stay true to the book.
So, as a fan, I've been hearing a lot about this twist ending that Stephanie and Melissa cooked up. And I think some fans are definitely a little nervous about it just because you don't know what it is. Do you think fans will be okay with this other ending?
Well, it's the same ending. It's a very, the book still ends happily ever after.
Right.
But like I just said, there is room for embellishment and to add some fun scenes to it. I guarantee that every fan is going to be thrown through a lot of mixed emotions, but the outcome, 10 minutes into it is still going to be the exact same. They're going to be like, oh my God, that was amazing. Because I said that. I was on the edge of my seat, and I was there for it.
Yeah.
So for me to say that about these movies, and a lot of it, you're there for it, but then they shoot other scenes, so you never really know what takes place, and you shoot so much that the director has the final say as far as what happens to the characters and certain ones. and I'm glad how my character ended up.
Is there a funny backstory to the arm wrestling scene? Because in real life, of course, you go kick her butt.
As far as what?
The arm wrestling thing.
Yeah, but any funny backstory?
Yeah, like were you guys laughing backstage, looking forward to that?
Oh, for my character, you know, I was very much looking forward to having that one-on-one scene with Bella.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for Emmett to have his special scene. You know, when we were shooting Twilight and then New Moon, and I was finally able to read Breaking Dawn. I don't think Breaking Dawn was out yet. You know, I was just like, please let us get to this part. I just want to shoot this. I know it's a far, far time away in the future. And we finally got there. And then I think Kristen also was very much looking forward to playing a vampire finally, versus like the clumsy Bella. I think she was just looking to get those superpowers and run with it. So when we were there on set, I wish we could have shot that scene all day. We just had a great time, and I got big. I didn't realize how big I looked, especially with the tail makeup. I mean, my arm was the size of my head. But that's 7 months. Like, I feel like I can train and eat properly when I'm working because I can get to a schedule. And, you know, I got massive, and it was really fun. Like, well, I got to let her win. Can we change that a little bit? But she's a newborn, and she's super strong. And we just had a great time.
Did you mess with her and not let her win a few times?
Yeah, I gave her. I went over the top, Sylvester Stallone style, and yeah, it's funny because I was barely trying. She's like, "Are you trying?" I'm like, "Not really." She's like, "Really?" I'm like, "No." And she's like, "God dang, you're strong." But she's strong too. I'm just a little strong.
Now I hear that y'all did this dance sequence.
Yeah, Magic Mike is great.
Will you show us some moves?
We did. What
Good question.
do you remember the song we did?
What song did you do?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Does it matter?
You didn't hear about it? From the Arithmetics or from the?
Oh yeah, Sweet Dreams.
Sweet
right?
Dreams.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
I mean this.
No, it's
so many
fine.
press
It's
junkets.
fine.
Yeah, we did that one, and Tony Trucks helped choreograph it with Mia, and it was amazing. I love dancing. I mean, Justin Timberlake was my guy who I looked up to, and you know, I knew girls like to dance. I was like, all right, if I learn some dance moves, you know, I can get a girlfriend. I was young. I wanted my Britney Spears at the time, but I don't remember any of the dance moves at all, and it was very simple. And the Volturi had no idea. Like Michael and Dakota, they had no idea that we were playing it. So when we all, as the good vampires, broke out dancing and put the song on, you know, Michael would be like, you know, and like do his own monster mash.
I'm kind of hoping that ends up in the credits.
I don't know. I don't think it will be. I think they'll use it on the DVDs,
Right, sure.
behind the scenes.
When you first started Twilight, and I know a lot of people didn't know, you know, that this was going to be such a phenomenon, but did you think at all that it would be 2012 and you'd still be making these movies and promoting these movies?
I honestly thought that it'd be longer.
Really?
Like, we shoot these movies so quickly. And I feel like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter take maybe 6 months to shoot. That's why it just blows my mind how fast this has gone. And when you're shooting, you're like, you don't really think about it. Time flies by, and it's great to know you have another movie to look forward to. As an actor, the journey is always, you want to play your career safe, you don't want to take every movie out there. You just have to choose right and be happy with your decisions. But, you know, I can't believe 4 years have gone by.
Yeah.
We've done 5 movies, and wow, like, I could retire happy and just be like, this is amazing. How do you trump being a part of something like this? Now doing Tarzan, like, that was a dream to do, and hopefully I can do a series of Tarzan. I don't think that's ever been done, where they've had a franchise of Tarzan, but the one that we do is very contemporary, modern, and he never leaves the jungle, so hopefully we can do a sequel with that.
That'd be awesome.
That's motion capture, right?
Yeah.
Did you like wear a suit
Yeah, I
or
did.
yeah?
It's like a wetsuit for surfing, and then you have all these tape balls on you. But I loved it because going from Twilight, where they put an hour of white makeup on your face, and then contacts, which I have small eyes, like having 2 technicians force contacts in my eyes is not fun. But I love motion capture, and it's all action. Tarzan's very action. He's an action character. But to learn how to walk, like we would, because I played football, so I'm very stiff. You know, you have like I had a strong walk, especially for Emmett. But for my character, I worked with Peter Elliott, who did Congo and, you know, all these movement training courses. You really learn that some people lead with their chin, or their forehead, or their knees, or their chest, and it tells a lot about them. And I would pull from my feet versus push from my toes. And Tarzan should push from his toes, like he's always going somewhere. You know, he's always ready to move, like a basketball player. So that was one of the hardest things, was to correct my walk. It was so frustrating. And then we would go to the zoo and see how the animals would quadra run and quadruped. And that's hard too, because I have a big lower back just from football, playing safety, getting down, and just getting limber and stretching. I've never been in so much pain. You use one of those rollers, you know, the rollers that you like, those hurt. But it, you know, you get into it, and I really wanted to do the best I could, and I'm just great. I had such a great team to work with.
When you got the first role, were you worried about getting typecast as a vampire?
That'd be awesome. please do typecast me as an awesome vampire. It's better than some of the other things you get typecast for. But all our characters, again, like, it didn't really feel like we played vampires. My first week on set, I thought they were punking me. Because I'd always be like, where are our fangs? We don't have fangs, where are our fangs? I'm a vampire, give me fangs. As a little kid, I'm like, I want to play Dracula, I want to bite people. And we didn't have fangs, and we sparkled in the sun. I'm like, what vampire is this? It's, so again, and we're vampires playing humans.
Right.
So it's not like we look all funky and crazy. And I have black hair in the movie and pale, quite opposite from how I normally look, which I haven't felt normal in about 5 years, because they dye my hair, and then you try and bleach it back, and it's like this like reddish, orange hair, and I'm just glad I have my natural hair back.
Can you tell us your craziest fan experience?
There's a lot of them. But I love them. I love them all. I wouldn't trade them in for anything. The first movie, we had a fan give us her baby and then left. And she's like, oh, because Nikki and I, we're like, oh, we love kids. So when she brought her kid by, like, we didn't have many fans come to set. So this one Twilight mom, she's like, oh, you want them? And we're like, yeah, we love to hold them. And then an hour goes by and we have to go back to set and we can't find the mom. So we're like tripping. And I'm 23. She's like 18 at this point. She's like, does she really think we're going to take this kid? Like, adopt this kid? And then we had to call production. They tracked her down and she was, somewhere. She hadn't left. It wasn't her intention to leave her kid. She's a great mom. But she trusted us, just like, I think she was looking for Rob maybe. And then another time in the first movie, we didn't have security, or we didn't know anything about fans. Like, I never had fans before Twilight. Not that I knew of or would care and come out. Like, I'd been acting. My career had been fine. But I had a knock on my door one day in the hotel in the first movie. I thought it was my cast members or room service, because I always ordered food. I'd just gotten out of the shower, and there's two fans. I opened the door, I'm like, expecting my food, and they have a basket of gummy bears and beef jerky and crackers. There's two fans, and I'm like, all right, come on in. Until I got that talk, like, you can't bring fans into your room. You'll get sued. They'll say something. I'm like, but they had gummy fans. They were nice people. And then some other funny ones are when they like tattoo the names. They ask you to sign their arm, right?
Oh.
And I think Jackson or Rob, when you're asking to sign something that isn't going to last forever, or you don't think it's going to last forever, you kind of just scribble. It's like someone signed my chest, and you're like, oh, you don't really do a proper name, or you don't have time to. So I remember seeing one person do it, and then it was my turn to do it like a year later. It was at some convention. And I saw this and I was like, what is that? She's like, oh, Jackson or Rob wrote their name and I got it tattooed. I'm like, that's not their signature. And then I realized that she wanted me to write my name so she could get it tattooed also. So I took my time, did my name. Because I was just like, what a story is that?
Did you keep anything sentimental from the set?
There's nothing really. We're taken. It's not like we're in Harry Potter and we have cool wands or Lord of the Rings and have swords or bow and arrow. I think the memories and the photos that I took, I wish I took more. I I wish I could tell my earlier self 5 years, earlier that you're going to be a part of something that's such a phenomenon, and you're going to finish the whole saga. So really just take it all in, go to every fan event, and I usually try to go to as many as I can, but looking back and knowing how impactful this has been to be a part of, there's some things that would change. I definitely would take more pictures, and I think at that age you kind of get swept, and you go for the ride, and you're just like a deer in the headlights. Like, what are we gonna do? We gonna fly where? And I love traveling, so anywhere I get to travel, it's really cool. I just,
One
I
more
love it.
question.
Okay,
I was saying, going forward, are you, now that this is over, you mentioned Tarzan, but are you kind of anxious to prove to people sort of what else you can do now if you're playing the same character?
I've been playing a lot of comedy, even before I was part of Twilight. Like, I love comedy. I love making people laugh. I find it very rewarding, and it's fun to play like characters. But actively, throughout Twilight, I've been very choosy, and it's been important for me to do something with acting chops, and to do some good dramas or romantic comedies, and just to learn more about myself. Honestly, me being an actor was not in my cards at all, and everything about it, I learned a lot about myself from each character. So it's great to have the opportunity to mold my career more and read scripts and be able to choose, and then also challenge myself. I think that's one of the great things. So I know I'd love to get here. Some people are just blessed with being Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's worked his butt off. But one of the great things also about acting is I'm always challenging myself and working with better people, better directors. The education is nonstop, and you can always practice, and practice makes perfect. And I doubt perfect's really hard to get to, but at least I can always grow and learn more about myself and just enjoy the roles.